In Accidental Tourist, we're about to meet Kathleen Turner. Now, I guess we couldn't call you an errant wife. You have things on your mind, and it's been a tough year.
It's not easy choices.
Tell us about the growing rupture that has occurred between you and William Hurt in this picture.
Well, I play Sarah Leary, who's married to Macon Leary, the character that William Hurt plays so well, I would like to add. They've been married for 17 years, and I think they've made many compromises, as one must, I suppose, in such a long-term relationship along the way. And then their son is killed, murdered senselessly. And as she says at one point, you know, as long as he was in the house with us, it didn't matter if we didn't speak because we had him in common. But with him gone, they don't seem to have they don't seem to be the center of their marriage anymore, or to really have a center. I think she has so much rage and so much grief, you know, at this...
There's evil in the world.
Well, at this act outside of her control, that she wants some accountability by God, you know, I mean, one would. And I think she wants to make him in some way responsible, at least for not having stopped it somehow, although it's her own feeling that that's so.
I thought we'd open with this because...
Oh my, what a way to open.
Well, I mean, they might be thinking this is another pyrotechnic body heat type of relationship, and let's set them straight.
Yeah.
You've pulled it back now, the two of you.
No, as Bill and I are 8 years older, the characters are
a little bit?
The characters are much older. Well, I hope not.
Good.
Anyway, I think it's you know, I think the most important element of this reunion, as it were, is Kasdan, because I've always think that his films are very much his films, more than the actors, more than any individual actor. He's a contribution to it because he creates a style of film at the same time that he's making a film. You know, he's setting a precedent, I think, almost.
If the three of you were to make a film in another 10 years, where would we go?
God, will we have to be grandparents then? Jesus, it's too soon.
I'll tell you what I'd like to do is talk a little bit about the story I heard that while in Springfield, Missouri doing Shakespeare, you put objects in the back of your mouth and then learn to talk through that?
But this is an old speech training device. You don't do it when you're performing.
Oh, no.
No. No, what you do is you take like pencil erasers and put them back in your molars, and it forces you to stretch and to be aware of the size of your oral cavity. And to stretch your oral cavity creates more resonance. So you try and open that more to create a greater resonance in your speech. That's what it's for.
Now, if we do that, do we then have a wonderful voice like you have?
Well, I don't know. Then you have to live overseas for a few years, and then you have to have a certain amount of affectation, and then, you know.
Well, you must have seen Tallulah Bankhead somewhere.
Yes. Oh,
now,
yes.
what do you think? Are the parallels drawn with her voice on the money? It's a Tallulah Bankhead kind of voice. Huh?
I don't know. I don't compare myself honestly to people very often because, first of all, as I said to Miss Bacall once, really I would never be so forward. It's just not in my mind to emulate anyone. You know, how can you be an actor and be like someone? You know, it doesn't make sense.
Well, some good things are held in common, not through imitation, they're just held in common.
Thank you, John. That's a well-played, nicely put.
Let's get back to Springfield. What about that? You're not far from Kansas City.
No, in fact, I have relatives too, my aunt and uncle at El Dorado Springs, you know, which is right on the way, and then cousins up there in Kansas City outside. But my grandparents, I visit very often. Now that I'm a mother and I got this great kid, I have grandparents who are now 90. And I think it's awfully important to take whatever time we have now to share this, because of course we won't have, you know, as much as I'd like. So.
Of course, you've traveled a lot. I don't know if you would call that area necessarily your home, but it must be.
Well, it is a home in the sense that that's always been a base in my life. You know, whenever we're traveling overseas, ultimately we always return to see the grandparents. So throughout my life, it's been a constant center for me.
Of all of the pictures that you have done, and it's been remarkable in a relatively few short years, how many roles and how much diversity there's been, what are you, in retrospect, proudest of, and what do you want to build upon the most now for the future?
Well, I want to build on more stage. I want to get back on stage more and make more time for it, partly because I miss it. You know, I went back 2 years ago and did a production, and boy, I had forgotten how much I enjoy stage. I love it. I think stage is my true medium. But I want to make that more, also because of the family. You know, you can stay put one place longer and doing stage. I suppose one of the things I'm proudest of, I'm proud of the respect my work seems to engender in people. I don't have people coming up to me and saying, "Oh God, I love your hair," or something, you know. I have people coming up and saying, "I like your work." And my feeling from that is that they see me as a professional actor, you know, and I like that. That tells me I'm doing a good job. I mean, I'm doing my job, which I like. Yeah. So I'm pleased with that.
Last question. Let's get back to you and William Hurt. What special characteristics do you draw out of each other? I think it's unmistakable. Something is happening.
Well, I don't know how you can explain that, you know. I mean, I suppose, what do they use the word chemistry? Well, all right. But I think more than that, there's a security. I think that I feel toward Bill, and I think he feels toward me, that within the context of the work, within the scene, neither one is going to let the other ever drop. You know, nobody's going to fall down here. And if you get an idea, the other can pick it up and go. We have a sense of communication, I think, so that it gives us, we can act together. We don't have to be watching out for ourselves, you know?
Trust among the actors cannot be overestimated enough.
No, it cannot.
Yeah. Kathleen Turner. Such a pleasure to see you again.
Thank you, John.
And with William Hurt again.
Okay.
The movie is The Accidental Tourist, and we are here in Los Angeles. I'm John Tibbetts for KCTV5.